Hello, Cryptonauts, and welcome back to another episode of Cryptocurrency Chat here on this Sunday, May 7th. We're only a little over a week away from Blockchain Expo. My name is Jake Jabarelli, here with my co-host Blockchain John for episode 513. How is it going, John? What's going on?
All good. Just wrapped up DeFi Kingdom Community Day. It was a blast. A lot of people showed up, and that's always a good experience, man. When the community comes together and creates a great event. I couldn't have done it without them. So that's always good to have them around to support the episode there. So it was great.
Cool. Yeah, so Expo coming up in exactly 10 days. It's the 7th day, and it starts on the 17th. That will be what, Thursday or Wednesday? I think it's Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday, not this coming, but the following week, and we'll be down there. At least I expect at this moment I will be. Um, so we will be at the Blockchain Expo. There's lots going on there. Plenty of course, blockchain stuff, but there's all kinds of other things like IoT, big data, cybersecurity, 5G, edge computing, and digital transformation, whatever that means. It's a really big show. It's taking up pretty much all of Santa Clara Convention Center. There's lots of lectures, and they're really good. It's kind of neat how they do the lecture system. So, you'll put
And,
their
and and another thing that I forgot to mention is that there's other conventions there aside from this.
oh yeah,
Aside from I guess what this main expo is doing. Did you notice that there was other expos there as well?
yep, they were upstairs. There was just another thing going on while we were there, but we didn't go into those expos. So, but yeah,
Yes.
so yep, check it out. It is free. You don't have to pay for it. You can pay for it if you're maybe with a company or something. You can get into the backstage stuff if you'd like to do that. And there's other special things if you pay. But honestly, they're just trying to get people interested in all this cool tech, and not like it's that hard to do. But yeah, John will be streaming. I will probably be taking pictures. We'll probably be doing interviews. So come on down, or if you don't want to come down, or because you can't, because it's too far away, you can watch us stream it. Anyways, let's get on to the news. Lead us off with your crypto twittering.
Yes. This week on Crypto Twitter, CC calls out Justin Sun. Sun apologizes. The Feds midweek announced a 10th consecutive interest rate hike since March 2022 capped crypto's growth this week, leaving many leading cryptocurrency level with or a little south of the price they were trading at this time last week. On Monday, Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, CZ flagged Tron CEO Justin Sun's $56 million token transfer to the exchange, suggesting the Tron Foundation might use the funds to farm a soon to be launched token called Sui. Hmm, interesting. The Sun immediately set the record straight on his end, calling the transfer a mistake and offering CZ an apology. Tron reps later confirmed to Decrypt that the refund had been executed. Interesting. Interesting. Sal's agreement that Binance's launch pool airdrops are for our retail users has brought its significance when you consider the not so retail friendly token distribution of SUI, as seen in this chart by crypto analyst Tom Dunleavy. All right. Crypto researcher and critic Molly White at MollyOXFFF called out the super weird reporting around Binance's claims that somebody with links in Congress is using ChatGPT to launch a smear campaign against it. Interesting. Democrat 2024 President Joel hopeful Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on Tuesday added to the conspiracy theories on crypto Twitter when he said he believes there is a top down war on crypto that had something to do with the recent collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, Silvergate, and Signature. Looks like Kennedy is getting ready to dox himself as a man of the crypto people.
Sorry, it sounds like it's yeah. Don't out yourself,
Web3
RFK.
Web3 enthusiast and NFT collector Moritz at Moritz underscore Web3 on Wednesday synthesized 15 different media reports to start a rumor that Amazon will launch an NFT marketplace on May 15th. He makes some big claims over the course of his 14 tweet thread. You guys want to read into that? Go check out Moritz at Moritz underscore Web3 to read the entire thread of what Amazon is doing. Okay? Creer, the international policy manager at Google's DeepMind, tweeted news on Thursday of the White House's cooperation with tech giant to ensure responsible AI innovation. Twitter, Tesla, SpaceX CEO Elon Musk added his 2 cents. And he literally just tweeted, "It's a step in the right direction." All right, now moving over to El Salvador. El Salvador. El Salvador's authoritarian president, Nayib Bukele, who made Bitcoin legal tender in his country on Thursday, announced that he signed into law an act that aims to help develop the country's tech sector. And here's that tweet from Nayib. "I just signed into law the Innovation and Technology Manufacturing Incentives Act that eliminates all taxes, incoming, property, capital gains, and import tariffs on technology innovations, software and app programming, AI, and communication hardware manufacturing." That is amazing. You know, there's going to be a lot of people moving over to El Salvador because of this.
Yep.
New York Attorney General Letitia James announced on Friday
Letitia.
her
Letitia,
nation.
come on.
Letitia. 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 Letitia James announced on Friday her nation-leading legislation to tighten regulations on the cryptocurrency industry. And yes, it says right here, this bill will require crypto companies to refund customers who are victim of fraud as banks do now. Give my office the power to enforce these laws and shut down companies that violate them. Force independent and public auditing of crypto companies. Prevent people who create crypto assets from also owning crypto platforms. Stop crypto companies from borrowing or lending investor assets. Provide investors with risk and conflict of interest information about crypto companies.
Yeah, this is kind of enforcing insurance policies on, it's like when, yes, crypto is still the quote unquote Wild West, but it sucks when you lose your money because you didn't know that they were lying to you.
Remember last week when electro pop star Grimes offered an even split on royalties for any creator who succeeds in crafting a pop hit using her AI generated voice? She appeared to be encouraging some difficulties in the venture this week. What? Here's a tweet from Grimes. "I think Grimes AI things are getting struck down from streaming, and also we need to figure out how to best integrate AI sections into the Grimes streaming pages if people want that, etc. But working with TuneCore, etc. to solve this. Sorry again for delays. I was thoughtlessly posting with no something whatever. Finally, NFT enthusiast at Cirrus NFT followed the trail of hype from one project to another. And here is that tweet from Cirrus. "For the second time in the last 14 hours, someone just sold a top 500 Bay Area." No, sorry. Did I say Bay Area?
You just said Bay Area. That's fine. It's understandable because we're used to thinking that way. But BAYC.
Board Ape Yacht Club. I'll just say Bay Area Yacht Club.
Yep.
Below floor and immediately put all the proceeds into Pepe.
Yep.
All right. And that there, Cryptonauts, is a wrap for this week on Crypto Twitter.
People trying to swap to the latest, greatest thing. And they're just like, yep, got to get rid of this crappy Bored Ape and move it over to Pepe because Pepe is the thing.
Are they both on Ethereum?
Yeah. I think Pepe's on Ethereum. Yeah, well, I mean, it's on, I don't know. I have to look it up again. It probably is.
It is, yeah, I just checked.
Alrighty, moving on to this week in the coins. All the coins that Scrooge McDuck is collecting. Bitcoin and Ethereum stand still after Fed rate hike. Yeah, there's a picture of the Biden man. After posting small gains last weekend, the price the price growth of crypto market leaders, Bitcoin and Ethereum, slowed to effectively nothing this week because, Fed hikes, that doesn't really mean anything. Bitcoin remains at the level it was at this time last weekend, hovering around 28,820, a decrease of roughly 5% from its April high of 39,79, or almost 31,000, set nearly 3 weeks ago, but still up 77% from the start of January, where it was about 16,615. Ethereum added 4.2% to its value over the 7 days, currently changing hands around 1885, a decline of about 7% from its 2023 high of 2129 set in mid-April, up 66% from Jan 1st when it was about 1200. Tron experienced the most growth this week and was the only top 30 cryptocurrency to grow by 8% over the week to trade at around 7 cents at the or 0.07 at the start of the weekend. All other leading cryptocurrencies remain virtually unmoved for the last 7 days. The Fed seemed to have no effect. The markets, it's funny how the federal interest rate of one country, that being the United States, could have an effect on the entirety of crypto. It seems a little out of whack. Anyways, the market's lack of growth this week is at least partially attributed to the Fed's decision to hike interest rates another 25 basis points to fight inflation, the 10th consecutive hike since March last year. Ouch. Yes, we're all feeling it. In macroeconomic terms, interest rate hikes tend to drive investors away from risk on assets like stocks and crypto as the cost of borrowing rises, making money more expensive and thus discouraging more speculative investments. On Tuesday, the White House released a report enforcing the idea of a digital asset mining energy tax, otherwise known as DAME. It would apply to miners of both proof of work and proof of stake, I don't know how that works, cryptocurrencies, despite their different levels of energy consumption, and beginning in 2024, assessing a tax that's based on their electricity cost, starting at 10% and increasing each year until it reaches 30%. The proposal has already received heavy pushback from the crypto industry, especially because it doesn't take into account the energy sources of the mining companies. Critics argue that the U.S. government is making a value judgment on crypto mining as bad or consumptive activity regardless of whether a miner uses renewably sourced energy or not. So it's like, what if your entire mining operation was solar, and you owned it yourself? Would they still tax you 30%? Presidential candidates in crypto. A 2024 presidential hopeful for Democratic Party, aka Robert F. Kennedy Jr., on Tuesday tweeted that he believes there is a top-down war on crypto, which we spoke about earlier. I'm just going to skip that. Barely a month ago, Kennedy posted a long rant on crypto Twitter, railing against the idea of a dollar-pegged cryptocurrency being released by the Federal Reserve, aka FedNow. However, Kennedy's thread was based on a misreading of an article about the Fed's new digital payment system, aka FedNow, which I mentioned earlier, which has nothing to do with central bank digital currencies. Meanwhile, in the red corner, Republican Florida Governor Ron DeSantis, who is widely expected to run as a presidential candidate next year, once more pushed back against CBDCs at a press conference on Tuesday titled "Government Laws, Not Woke Politics." DeSantis aired a package of bills opposing environmental, social, and governance, or ESG, policies. The ESG policies evaluate factors beyond fiscal performance in evaluating a company or organization, such as environmental and community impact. One example is the White House DAME tax mentioned above. DeSantis criticized the ESG approach as virtue signaling, and tied the concept of CBDCs to ESG's woke practices by saying that CBDC advocates will impose ESG and social credit scores onto that, and it's going to be a huge reduction in freedom for the people in this country. Well, he's basically comparing us to China in this case. His words echoed his earlier remarks that the U.S. CBDC would be a big brother's digital dollar. Hey, those aren't the same acronym. That's BBDD, not CBDC. Finally, adoption news. Famed auction house Sotheby's on Monday launched an on-chain NFT marketplace. So they're going to become the new OpenSea for secondary NFT sales, enabling collectors to list and make offers on work from artists. Argentine crypto fans fear that they could be witnessing the start of a crypto crackdown. Meanwhile, on Friday, the country's central bank banned payment forms offering crypto trading services to their customers. Very strange.
what do you think about DeSantis, man? I keep hearing DeSantis, you know, running for president and stuff, and he's a Republican from Florida. Just give me a little insight of what you think about this guy here.
I'd much rather not talk about politics in a very general sense.
Okay, fine. All right, let's
I'm
head
not.
on over to
I will say this much:
betting.
I'm not particularly fond of DeSantis, but I'm just not going to go into it. So let's talk about some gaming stuff because this is pretty
Yeah.
cool.
Yes, it is cool. Actually, first of all, I like the way how Decrypt did their page here. I'm
Yeah,
not
there's
sure
all in
why
black.
they're so.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
cool.
I don't know if like I don't know like how they get this because I noticed there's only a couple of like links that do this.
Yeah,
I don't know if these are like sponsored by like
I don't know. Their
companies.
entire gaming section is all in black. If you look at any
Oh,
article, it's the same way.
okay. SUI is built for games. Here's why developers are bullish. All right, let's find out what's going on here. Actually, let me just read a little bit here. Layer 1 blockchain network SUI has already positioned itself as one of the most appealing destinations for Web3 game developers, despite the newest to the game so far. Polygon, Immutable, Avalanche, and Solana have grown Web3 gaming ecosystems with a wide variety of games in all stages of development. But SUI, which just launched its mainnet on Wednesday, offers unique technical specifications and a different approach to on chain assets that made it a compelling alternative for budding game makers. All right, so what's going on here? First off, I just watched the video that Jake was mentioning. If you guys want to check that out, there is a link to Miston Labs within this article. It's a good, like a minute and a half video. Watch it. I'm not going to play it. Watch it. It's really awesome. All the different, what do you call it, partnerships that they have with other game makers and a bunch of AAA games there. So what they have going on here is they're gonna what you say,
Well, one of
Jake?
the main
That they're
things I
gonna
was really excited about in particular, and it's actually took the quote right out of it. Palma believes this is the developer guy, Anthony Palmer, as the head of gaming
Mhm.
partnership, says game developers. He believes SUI allows game developers to more easily and seamlessly evolve in-game asset NFTs over time because SUI's on-chain assets can change dynamically in real time as players are leveling up items like a sword, for example. And the way that he gives that is like, let's say that you've been playing the game longer than someone else who's very barely just started playing the game, and you've used that sword way more times in way more situations. So in a sense, it's more valuable because it's got more use. But it's not just use. I mean, even though they don't say it explicitly, to me it was like if you have an upgrade path, and I know because the game I play on a regular basis, World of Warcraft, does have upgrade paths in a lot of situations. You could upgrade that weapon or piece of gear or article or maybe some kind of trinket within the game to some ridiculously high level and then just resell it. The more you use it, the more you upgrade it, the more valuable it is. That's the kind of market that kind of game even offers, even though it is within the game itself and not exterior.
Yeah.
The one problem you end up running to, of course, with when you have exterior markets is that you'll get people with gargantuan sums of money just coming in and buying the best thing ever and just completely destroying the potential value of that thing. Now, the reason I think this is useful is because it doesn't just say that if you can just buy your way into the game. I think they're also going to go from the standpoint of, well, you can still just play the game, and if you happen to get very fortunate, like you would in any other part of life, find something really valuable and upgrade it, then you could sell it on the open market like you could with anything else. If you happen to,
Yes.
have a really great skill at something. So
So what I mentioned at the beginning here, like literally the first sentence here at the beginning, where's it at? It's a layer 1 blockchain, which means it's not running EVM, okay? It's not running EVM. It's running its own network. So SUI is not Ethereum compatible. It's EVM. So that's a pro and a con. A pro is that obviously it is uh, gas friendly, right? Quote, quote, gas friendly.
well,
But
that's one of the
the
things that they're
con to
trying
that,
to make happen anyways. They're trying to make it be gas friendly in the first place.
yeah. The con to that, in my opinion, is that they're actually missing a major market by disengaging with EVM. We already know there's a lot of money in EVM, but so they pretty much have to build up their own
Yeah,
ecosystem.
they had to build it
But the good
themselves.
thing is that since they already started, they already have these 40 partnerships. I believe it was 40. Let me check the top here. Yeah, 40 games built in. Yeah, which is good. Here's a screenshot at the bottom. Here it goes. Abyss World, dude. This AAA games can't beat that, bro. Look at this thing. This is awesome. Let me zoom in on this. Oh, dude, that is beautiful. Abyss World. I'm gonna play it. It's on Steam. I'm gonna download that now that I know about it. And if you guys are on Steam, hit me up. Hit me up in Discord. You guys want to play Abyss Worlds together? It'd be awesome. What's cool about Abyss World is that according to the bottom here, where is it at? You guys can make your own server. Where is it at? Oh, this is a long article. Down at the bottom, you can build your own Abyss World server. There you go. Uh, your own private server, which means in theory, if you guys want to play a PvP or a PVE or let's see PV, what is it, uh, what do we call it,
Spell it out, dude. Don't just guess.
the
Okay.
avatars, um, the enemies. You can play with satoshis or whatever coin that you guys want to play with. You build your own server and you can pretty much just ask players to pay for entry.
Oh, that's right.
It's
You
pretty
could do
cool.
your own tournament.
Yeah, it's awesome, dude. Love it.
Yeah.
Abyss World, check that out on
Really,
Steam.
really kind of a neat concept. And they're building this blockchain solely for the purpose of it being gaming explicit. So you're not having to worry about the problems that Ethereum has, or even doing a layer two on top of Ethereum. Of course, you're right. They do have to build up their own chain just to make it useful. But they already have all these partnerships, so maybe it's not going to be that hard to do. Anyways.
Especially with gamers. I love this. This is really cool.
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I know there's a lot of kickback for NFTs on gaming, but I think it's just people don't understand what NFTs can really do for them. Even if NFTs aren't just pictures of apes, which there's plenty of reasons for them not to be, there's plenty of other options that can be very, very useful in gaming, and I'm really excited to see how they actually make it work. So, moving on to ordinals. A developer inserted a bug into Bitcoin ordinals. How bad is this really? Well, what he did was he put in something that has neither inputs or outputs, but still technically valuable. It's technically an actual ordinal, right?
Yeah, yeah. So according to this article, it's talking about one of the users that one of the developers went in and it did an input output with zero on both ends, and they were still able to mint out a ordinal from that, from what I was reading, which is not supposed to happen. You have to have an input. You got to have an equal input, equal output, right?
What
But
did he
it's
write if there's
mathematically not.
zero? What is there something on the blockchain now that he wrote nothing?
That's a good question. I don't know. Technically, I guess from what they're saying here is like technically yes, there's something minted there.
Well, that's the reason they called it a bug, because it has no. It's not written to the blockchain, but technically it holds a position. It's very strange. It's like a
So
blank space in a database.
there's always a lot of issues going on with ordinals. It's the growing pains of a new piece of technology, a new protocol that's coming out, and we know that there's already bugs on there. This is not just um, the only one. There's other things going on, and the community has the developers have been trying to think of ways to fix these or patch these issues up. And one of them was to reorganize all these numbers and patch. But first, you got to patch up the bug and then reorganize all these numbers. But the problem with that is that the community doesn't really want that because they're so attached to these ordinal numbers, right? Because they have value. These numbers, the minting date, and what you're minting, um, eh, you know, uh, so the ordinal number, the um, the Satoshi date of mined from Coinbase, and the minting date of ordinals, and the number of Satoshi, I think it was, or the metadata that's minted on there. There's so much that goes into making a ordinals rare and precious that people don't really want their stuff to be screwed up, and
Exactly.
that's one of the issues there.
Yep.
Is that it's a very delicate system where there's so much complexities there, So yes, people are like, dude, just do it. It's like you can't just do it because you mess up the entire ecosystem. You can't just do that, man.
Right.
Yeah.
Anybody who doesn't have
Because
anything
all
to
it
lose
does,
probably doesn't care. So.
but the thing is, at least people are talking about it. I'm not saying that it's a bad thing that they're just saying just do it. We need more voices out there. We need more ideas out there, obviously, to bring inspiration of how to fix these issues. But yeah, that's one of them.
So. All right. Well, sucks to be a bug, I guess, unless you dress it up like a feature. Which brings me to the next article. You can mint a free Ethereum NFT for King Charles' coronation. What? Who cares about?
Nice segue.
I said, good. Who cares about Burger King? I mean, King Charles. um, it's a Jim Gaffigan joke. If nobody, anyways. So you can mint yourself a free Ethereum NFT. If you can, the one thing I was talking about is, as John and I have both watched Internet Today, and are we fanboys of another podcast? Yes, we are. Hopefully they get around to watching our podcast eventually. Anyways, so Internet Today put up that apparently it's King Charles is his visage will adorn the walls of every single school within the kingdom because he's
It
the
costs them
king.
how much?
They're spending £8 billion, which is probably more like $10 million, to do that. And part of that is this NFT giveaway. I'm guessing probably spending some money. I mean, no one's going to give away NFTs, especially when they cost
Yep.
something to mint. So
Wait, hold on. Is the crown doing this, or is this coming up from a company?
I believe it's coming up from a company, but I'm saying is that I can't imagine they'd be doing it for free unless that company is actually in Britain. But yeah, in any
Yeah,
case,
but the company's just is it doing it? Wait, hold on. I'm kind of confused. Are they doing it on behalf of the crown, or are they doing it on
the
behalf
article
of just
doesn't
trying to
specify
profit off
as far
people?
as I recall. What I'm saying is that I know they're spending money on putting his portrait out there, which to me
Yeah,
means most likely these people are getting paid back.
should have put
Um,
the queen, the late queen's, um, image on an NFT. I think that would have been pretty valuable there, right?
well, we already know that infamy can still get you money per Trump. Um, so all you got to do is be famous, make a bunch of NFTs, and Jake Paul, and suddenly you get $5 million in your back pocket. That's what Jake Paul did, literally.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, it's doable. You can certainly promote your own NFT however you like, but this is kind of this, it's a coronation thing. It's more like, hey, the next king. When was the last coronation? Oh, 1953. How many people were around for that? My dad was. He was 3 years old. You know, Joe Biden was around. He was 8. Or no, he was 11. He was 11 years old when Queen Elizabeth was crowned. So he's had the opportunity to see two monarchs crowned uh, in England, in his lifetime, and we know he's an old guy. So it's just I think the reason I think this is interesting is because I like commemorative NFTs, not just NFTs for the sake of being valuable, like Bored Ape Yacht Club.
Mhm.
They're just like, oh look, an
Bay
ugly-looking
Area.
ape doing something. Like no, Bored Ape Yacht Club is an exclusive club, and that's fine. That's one thing you can do it with, or do NFTs
Pepe.
with. But to me, commemoration, like I've said before in past podcasts, it's important to me to recognize certain events, and these events will never happen again. And if you have one of those NFTs that you can't get more of, and this reason I was saying it's like with a ticket to a concert, you can't get another ticket to that concert later on. It's done. It's over. It's not happening again.
I wouldn't mind mentioning a free NFT if it was like that moment where the king like tripped while walking. Like I'm not saying like fall down and bust your face open, but
Yeah,
like a little skip, like oh whoa,
yeah,
like oh dude, I want that moment. Give me that
yeah.
moment. That's
Exactly,
awesome.
exactly.
Yeah.
You could like owning Twitter tweets, like when the guy who bought Jack Dorsey's first tweet on Twitter. So yeah, you're right. This is not that kind of thing. Anybody could probably mint an NFT of that thing, but I mean, how do you know it's the authentic? But anyways,
Mm.
um, yeah. So I think it's a neat idea, although because it's a free NFT doesn't mean it doesn't necessarily have any value at all. It's just a commemorative thing. I'm personally not going to get one of these NFTs, even though I know they're free. It's not something I care to hold on to. Although I will say it's kind of fascinating to me. I dove into Decentraland early on, not the very beginning of when people were buying the land, but early enough. And I just browsed around when they were doing NFTs in the early days, hooked up my, because you had to, MetaMask wallet to Decentraland just to get in. And, just found some random NFTs that were in there, just like clothing NFTs. And now those NFTs, at least one of them, we've had so many people send me open bids on the stupid NFTs that I found in Decentraland. That's because they aren't available anymore, and they're clothing that you can wear in Decentraland on your avatar. I was just like, I picked this up for free as a whim. Like, who cares? And it was random and nobody told me about it. I just happened to find it in Decentraland. And now I've got people offering. I think the last offer I had for one of my NFTs was $100. And I was just like, why does anybody want this? It's just random, but I think it's the same thing that goes with this NFT. Yes, they're meant. I don't know if there's a limit. Did they say there's a limit to the number of these NFTs they're making?
I think it was there. I think there was a number here somewhere.
Yeah, I
It
don't remember what
was
it was, but let's say it's a limit of 100,000 or something. It's probably gonna be way more than that, but um, let's say it was 100,000. Then yes, if you happen to be one of millions of people who probably definitely wants an NFT of the coronation, and you got one of them, they probably will go up in value. But if they're limitless mint, then they probably will never have any value. It's just going to be some neat token of the event, like having a ticket to a free concert. So, anyways, let's move on to probably the luckiest guy in recent time.
PEPEcoin's bewildering rise turned a pittance into almost 5 million% meme coin profit. KCIII's crypto trader bought trillions of the meme coin 3 weeks ago in Uniswap for $263 and still holds about $9 million of Pepe after selling several $1 million worth, according to data from blockchain platform Arkham. That is awesome.
Yeah,
Dude, that is the dream everybody wants.
it is the
That's the
dream.
reason why everybody's in
This
in,
is what
in
people do,
crypto.
and I think I've said it many. I haven't said it once. I've said it a million times. You don't have to get into crypto very much. You just have to get into a lot of different cryptos. I didn't make quite this much money off of Gala, but my very, very small contribution to Gala gave me a very, very small amount of well, at the time, value. And at the time, the amount of Gala that Gala Games gave me was what they considered $10 worth of value. It was a pittance. It was like, here you go, thanks for promoting our stuff. Um, and then when it got on the market, when it joined Coinbase, it blew up in value. And I think the highest it got to was 84 cents per coin. I'm not going to say how much I have. You should never tell anybody how much crypto you have of any one coin at all. I mean, we all know how much Michael Saylor has, but it's kind of public information. But nevertheless, the $10 that I got in on, if I'd kept all the original when it hit the market on a small market, and I sold a good chunk of it because I figured I made money back that I felt like I would be able to make off of it. And then if I'd kept all that, not even a year later, it would have been worth roughly a third of $1 million. So, and I still made out like a bandit in my opinion. I had not 5 million%, but at least 10,000% profit. So, is it possible to do? Absolutely, it's possible to do. Do I know where it's going to happen? Of course I don't. I don't have a crystal ball. So, it's awesome to see that somebody got this. I think the last one I remember was Shiba Inu coin, Sheep coin,
Mhm.
when somebody bought, I think it was $8,888 worth of Sheep coin before it hit the big market, and that Sheep coin became worth, I think it was like $1.9 billion for that individual. They did spend a lot more than $263, but the severe fact that this guy had 5,000% return is very impressive and awesome. And yes, it's just one of those rags to riches stories. Even if this guy already was rich, it's still kind of neat to see. So
That's interesting. It's dimethyltryptamine.eth. That's his address, and he spent $263. DMT, bro. DMT. That's gotta be Joe Rogan.
did you
That's
list?
gotta
Did
be
you
Joe.
actually pull up his ETH address and see how much of the PEPEcoin he sold?
I can probably look it up right now. It's screenshot here below, but
Oh
yeah, I
yeah,
can
there he
I
is.
can
All
look
right.
it up real quick. Yeah. Um, ETH Explorer, and just paste in this address here, dimethyltryptamine.eth, and we are checking etherscan.io, and we're proceeding. Here we go. We got all the transactions, and what? What is this? What is
There's
this?
probably a lot of people looking at
Uh,
his address.
or I guess I have to click on this here. There we go. He currently holds approximately 266 ETH, valued at about $500,000.
Not bad.
Okay.
Not bad at
And let's
all.
see. And did a lot of just recently. Is this recently? 1 day ago, 13 hours ago. Yeah, just 6 hours ago, 7 hours ago.
Yep.
Withdrew about 15 ETH.
It's funny because it's like playing the lottery, but it's not quite like playing the lottery. You know, it is in the sense of the huge value increase, but as opposed to you winning against. I mean, yes, it is. It's still against crazy odds, right? Nobody knew Pepe was going to blow up this much, or maybe some people knew it, but um, I had predicted that it was just a pump and dump scheme, but it hasn't dumped yet. So it's dumped some, but not back to what it was when this guy bought. So
Well, this person is just like withdrawing. It's weird. I wonder if they're using a bot to withdraw these stuff.
yeah, probably. So, anyways, yeah, we appreciate everybody coming out and watching people win money. And
Yes.
thanks for checking out the show. You can check out Blockchain Expo when you can, but let's just do the
Oh
close out
yeah.
here and say we have all kinds of places you can donate to here on our coin tree, and you can check us out on Discord. There's lots of stuff going on there on a regular basis. We've got lots of participants. PayPal, you can watch us on Twitch, as you're probably already doing. Buy John a coffee. Check us
Please.
out on Odyssey, YouTube, of course. We appreciate a thumbs up. Twitter, if you like, and Reddit. And with that, as we say, and hopefully in the near future we'll have Stack Sats and Hodl.
And huddle.
Adios.
Adios.